Hello and welcome to another weekly update. And we are just around the corner from Ignite. It's a couple of weeks away. And so we're probably seeing, I think we're seeing product teams and teams within Microsoft kind of holding their breath a little bit on bringing out new things and any announcements because they'd like to save them all up. So they've got something to talk about at Ignite. But there's still some things going on. There's still some things happening. There's still plenty to fill a kind of a short 10-minute slot like this. So let's look at what's been happening in the last 7 days in the sort of development space for Skype for Business and for Teams and bot framework and AI and stuff. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is UC Day. So UC Day is happening again this year. It's happening in October, beginning of October, so October the 9th. And it's a one-day event, takes place in the UK, and it's grown year on year. And this year there are 5 separate tracks. So they'll be covering Azure, Office 365, Skype for Business, Exchange, and clouds. There's a separate kind of cloud track as well. Just it's kind of a bit of a mop-up of everything else. All the sessions that don't nicely fit into one of the other tracks end up in cloud. And I'm going to be speaking. And what I'm going to do this year is a little bit different to what I've done the last couple of years. I'm going to do some live coding. And this seemed like a good idea when I filled out the submission sheet. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to get picked for the session, and then it did. So I'm kind of a little bit apprehensive about it, but I'm also kind of excited because I think it should work out really well. So the plan is I'm going to build a bot in the length of time that I have for the session. And the bot is it's going to be like a session bot, your conference bot that you get at conferences, where it tells you what sessions are on next, what sessions are on a particular track, and things like that. So I'm probably going to try and scale it down, keep it kind of simple because I've only got the space, the period of time of a session to do it in. But I'm kind of excited about it, and I want to make it interesting as well. Because you don't want to show up to see me like just not saying anything, just working. That's pointless. So it's going to need to be interactive, and I need to explain what I'm doing as I'm going along as well. So I have some practicing to do, but I'm excited to put that together. I'm excited to see how it turns out. So if that sounds interesting to you, then look out for that on the session list. Make sure that you are coming to UC Day if you possibly can. So 9th of October, it's in Birmingham in the UK. Tickets are free. There is no charge for tickets. There's some fantastic event sponsors that are covering the costs of running the event so that the tickets can be free. The only thing you do have to do, though, tickets are limited, so you need to have a ticket. So go to the site, I'll put a link in the notes. Go to the site, register to get your ticket, and then you're definitely going. Okay, so like I say, it's free, but you do need a ticket. And there's lots of other things happening at UC Day as well. Like I say, there's 5 separate tracks. There's some really good speakers from all around the world, and it's really good technical content. So it's not some of the other conferences in this space. They've kind of gone a bit markety. They're a bit sales led. They're a bit light on technical content. So this is a kind of reaction to that. It's much more akin to kind of Ignite or those kind of conferences where there's deep technical knowledge and deep technical sessions as well. And because of that, it attracts a really good class of, like a really good bunch of people. And so there's some really good networking to be had. You're surrounded by clever people, the people you follow on Twitter and the people whose blogs you read. Have a look through the list of speakers because there'll be a bunch of names that you recognize in there. It's great to go to events like that because you can go and ask them real questions in person, the things that you're struggling with, get some real help. So it's definitely worth going. So have a look at all of that. There's a pre-event quiz night as well the night before. So if you're staying over, so if you're traveling and you happen to be staying over there the night before, look that up as well. There's a small charge for that to cover the amazing curry that is always provided. So and so look out for that. That's kind of separate. You don't have to do that, and there's only 100 tickets for that. But if you're interested, then sign up for that as well. So UC Day coming in about a month's time, so it should be really good. So look out for that. Okay, what else? Okay, so another blog post I put out this week around industry example videos for Skype for Business development. So it kind of struck me that I spend a lot of time on my blog talking about how to do things, like technically how to achieve, the different things you can do with Skype for Business development, where they work, where they're good, where they're bad, how to do them, how to get started, how to get things done, some code samples, yada, yada, yada. I don't spend very much time talking about why you'd want to do any of those things. And I guess it's worth taking a step back and saying, what's the value in doing this Skype for Business development stuff? What's the value to people? Why are we doing this? What's the point? What's the value? What's the advantage? And there's some videos that Microsoft put together for different industries, really showcasing the things that are possible, the things that you can do with Skype for Business development. So they're really good just to kind of look through and think, oh yeah, of course, that's why it's useful to be able to make development solutions on top of Skype for Business. So there's, like I say, I put them all together in this blog post. There's 5 videos. One is general, and then there's a specific one on healthcare. There's a specific one on financial services. There is a specific one on retail, and there is a specific one on customer services. And they're only a couple of minutes long, each one, and there's some examples in there, some demos, and some different ideas, really things that build on top of Skype for Business using the development tools that I kind of talk about on my blog all the time, that I'm sure I talk about. But it's good to have that kind of almost businessy style, like why are we doing this stuff? Why is this stuff important? What's the value of development solutions on Skype for Business? So that's hopefully that might be useful as well. It's just interesting as well, just to kind of look through and get some good ideas for doing different things. All right, switching tack slightly to Microsoft Teams, and so I expect we'll see lots coming out of Ignite around Teams. Certainly the session list for Ignite is the session catalog is available for Ignite. You can look at that, it's public. And if people have been going through looking at the session titles and trying to infer the content of the conference from the session titles. I've not done that myself. I'm not sure that's particularly useful. I'm not sure it is useful. I'm not sure how concrete a answer it gives you to the questions that you have. So anyway, so expect lots of Teams talk, expect lots of Skype for Business talk coming out of Ignite. Like I say, we're a couple of weeks away from that, so we're starting to see like a pile of information that will all get released in a big flood at Ignite. Meanwhile, they are on the lookout. Microsoft are on the lookout for MVPs for Microsoft Teams. So, Teams is a new technology, it's a new product, it's a new track, and therefore there's an opportunity for people to step in and become Teams MVPs. So Microsoft are going to announce their first batch of MVPs at Ignite in September. So if you know someone who is worthy of being a Teams MVP, then I suggest you nominate them. If you think you are worthy of being a Teams MVP, then you may nominate yourself. And so there's a blog post that the team have put out around that. They're going to be doing lots of community blogging events and stuff during Ignite as well. So there'll be lots of good content coming out of Ignite for all of us who aren't going to it and who aren't able to attend. So look out for all of that. I'll try and do like a wrap up as well as I kind of see stuff, being published and stuff. I'll try and collate it all into one place. But yes, MVPs for Teams. If you know good ones, nominate them, and we'll build them out, and that'll be great because it's really good to have kind of MVPs in the community. It's to help. It's good to build these things out, right? So that's all good news, and that's pretty much it for the week, actually. There's not a ton of new information coming out. There's not a ton of new features, particularly. Not a ton of kind of new stuff known, I don't think, particularly. So just before I leave you, kind of aside, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably have noticed, I've done a couple of blog posts that are nothing to do with Skype for Business or Teams or development or any of the stuff I normally blog about. They're much more to do with Wi-Fi. So it's kind of almost like a side hobby. I've kind of got into being interested in Wi-Fi and home networking and home automation and smart homes and all that kind of stuff. And I've been doing some videos using Ubiquiti UniFi Wi-Fi gear, which is really kind of consumer grade Wi-Fi really, but I'm using it at home because I want a really solid, really smart internet connection, or Wi-Fi connection. So in the past week, I put together a massive blog post. It's a humongously long blog post that really should be 3 or 4, but never mind. It's one big one. It's all about building out my kind of home Wi-Fi network, the challenges I faced, the planning I did, the solution, the kit I bought, where I bought it from, how it all fitted together, videos of me unboxing everything, putting it all together, the setup, what it looks like now, some screenshots from the management portals and stuff like that. So if you want to kind of read about something completely different, or you are thinking about replacing your home Wi-Fi or your business Wi-Fi, or any Wi-Fi really, then I would encourage you to read that. You might find it useful, you might find it interesting. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week, and yeah, that's pretty much it really. So I'm going to go and enjoy the weekend, and I hope you have a very good weekend as well, and I will talk to you again next week.